So in this segment, I'm going to explain how Einstein solved the photoelectric effect. So Einstein proposed that light carries its energy in packets or quanta. So in packets or quanta. And what he proposed was that the energy of light, say of frequency nu, is given by h times nu, where h is Planck's constant and nu is the frequency of the ultraviolet light. Now, how does this solve the problem? So let's look at our metal. So we can think of the metal as some kind of a potential well, and it has certain depth, and the electrons at the the electrons at the potential well have different kinds of energies. Some have more negative energies than others. But the difference in energy between the electron that has the highest energy and the energy needed to escape the potential well, we call that W, or the work function, and that will depend on the metal. And now suppose that we are shining ultraviolet light, and according to Einstein, these quanta of light can only be absorbed as a whole quanta or not. They cannot be absorbed like half of a quanta. So suppose that an ultraviolet quanta of light comes and it's absorbed by the electron which has the highest energy. So that electron, when it escapes the potential well, its kinetic energy will be given by the amount of energy that it has absorbed, which is h nu, minus the work it does to escape from the potential well. Of course, if the ultraviolet radiation is absorbed by an electron which is kind of deeper in the potential well, and then that electron, when it escapes, will have energy that is less than this maximum because the amount of work that it has to do is greater than W. So this is how Einstein explained the photoelectric effect. And now if you think of increasing the intensity of the light, as you increase the intensity, what you're doing is that Einstein proposed that you're shining the metal with more and more photons. And therefore, more and more electrons absorb these photons and more of them escape. And that explains how increasing the intensity doesn't really change the maximum kinetic energy, but just increases the number of electrons that are being emitted. So this is how Einstein, with a very simple assumption that light carries energy in quanta and those energy are absorbed in a whole quanta, explained the photoelectric effect.